Hey y'all, I have not done this in a while. Going over the Sunday sermons or Wednesday sermons from my church, but yeah, I miss doing this real bad. And this is just everyone needs to hear this, and especially me. Um, but yeah, we had a guest speaker, and his sermon was about love, walking in love, and it was kind of well, yeah, compared. It was kind of short, but straight to the point. So yes, the starting verse he used is First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 9, where Paul says, "Now about your love for one another, we do not need to write to you, for you yourselves have been taught by God to love each other." Who were we taught by? Jesus. Jesus said the greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as yourselves. And love fulfills the laws. And then he proceeded to reference a verse in John that says that we need to know God's love, believe that God loves you. There's nothing that can separate you. And so you need to be able to receive God's love. And we will know if you have received it or not by the way of your actions. It was just very good, this whole sermon. And then he went to Ephesians chapter 3, verse 17 through 19, where Paul is given a prayer. We'll start from verse 16. "I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your heart through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, that you may have power together with all the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. He died for you. That's a whole lot of love. And he loves you right now when you don't love him. And to know this love that surpasses knowledge, because you can't comprehend it. Like, why? It's not human nature. It's the nature of God. That you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. God loves you. He was given an example of when he was younger, and one of the first time he heard the Lord speak to him. God loves you just as much as he loves his son. You don't have to strive for his love. Let me finish what he said. For his love, without this revelation, it will affect your faith. And it will also affect the love of God through you. But back to the striving, like, you don't have to strive for the love of God. You start taking your walk more seriously. You feel like you have to stop this or stop that before you can do it. Or you can't go to church until you're done smoking or blah, blah. Like, no, come as you are, but you won't stay the same. When someone really loves you, they want the best version of you. If someone just letting you be the worst version of yourself, that's not real love. That's attachment. But it will affect your faith in the love of God through you. So you can't love other people when you haven't received God's love first. It was just so good. And then we went to Luke 15 by the prodigal son. And this is because nobody really taught it in this way. One second. What I said? Luke 15. Luke Skylark. I'm sorry. these up for press play. Okay, I'm here. The prayer of the lost son. There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. I mean, having a time. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in the whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my fathers," my bad, y'all, it's verse 11, the prodigal son, Luke 15, verse 11. "How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants." So he got up and went to his father. He was practicing. He didn't say this yet. He was practicing before when he, went back. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him. He saw him. He was standing on the porch, looking, seeing his son, bro. And the father ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him, embraced him. Y'all are scared to come to God because y'all think that y'all messed up too much. God is waiting for his daughter to come home. God is waiting for his son to come home. There's nothing that you can do to separate from the love of God. Verse 21. The son said to him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattest calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine, for this daughter of mine was dead spiritually and is alive again." He came back to his senses in verse 17. He got revelation. He was lost, but now he is found. So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard the music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him what was going on. "Your brother has come," he replied, "and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound." The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, "Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours," he didn't even call him brother. He was so offended. He didn't even call him brother. He said, "This son of yours." And I've done that. "Who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him." What the faith? Like, my time is running out, so I'm finna pause. So this might be. No, it's gonna be 2 parts. It's only long because I did not plan on reading the whole thing, but I feel like y'all need, for those who don't read, for those who haven't went to church, for those who don't go to church, for those who not even taking their walk seriously, who don't even read, I feel led to read that. But part 2. 1 second.